My guest today is the multi-talented Joao da Fonseca.
Well said. Well said.
Known to the world as Jay something. Jay, what strikes me odd, you're a very talented musician.
Thank you.
And yet you have this passion for cooking, and hence we're here at Koi,
Yes.
which is my favorite restaurant. Before we get into the music, where does the cooking come
The
from?
food thing, wow, man. Well, this is one of my favorite places
Is
too.
it?
Yeah, very nice place. The food thing came out of music, actually, funny enough. So music got a little bit overwhelmed in the music scene. I was just a young kid with the dream of being famous and being impactful in the world through music. And then all of a sudden I started to feel like I needed some me time, you know, just some personal space. And that's exactly what I did. I went home and I thought, what hobbies can I pick up? And I mean, I do all the obvious things. I read, I play games, and I watch TV, and I chill. But I needed to create something. So I remembered my childhood, and my mom owned a restaurant for 18 years. My dad taught my mom how to cook, and he worked for
Portuguese restaurant?
My mom owned a restaurant called Butler's. It was a fine dine restaurant in the Eastern Cape. And my dad worked for Sun International for over 20 years in the food and beverage department. So I started cooking at home, and then I did, and I've always said this, I did, inverted commas, the mistake of posting the plate of food on Instagram. And everyone was like, oh my God, this guy cooks, he sings, he needs to do a TV show, he needs to do a cookbook. And then next thing I knew, here I was. Now I've got 2 TV shows. I've got a production company out of this that does TV.
So you
It's
invade
incredible.
people's homes and teach them how to cook.
The latest show, yes. The latest show is called What's for Dinner, and it was a show that I literally went to 13 different moms or 12 different moms' homes, and I cooked with them and helped them in their kitchens about, you know, I think trying to simplify the day-to-day life in the kitchen, because I think busy people like us, like moms.
So do you experiment a lot? I mean, are
I
these
do.
your own menus?
Well, the second show now, What's for Dinner, was very influenced by Knorr and the What's for Dinner platform. So it's like a website where you go online and you can select a whole bunch of different simple recipes that are really great. Yeah, I'm always, whenever I have free time, I'm in my kitchen and I'm cooking.
You're better known for your music though.
Way much. And you know, music is my passion. It's what makes me
Where
tick.
did this passion come from?
I actually have no idea. I always say that Michael Jackson kind of gave it to me, because I was at home alone. My mom was working 2 jobs.
Is this in the Eastern Cape?
Yes.
Because you were born in the Algarve. You were born in Portugal.
I was born in Portimão, yes, in the south of Portugal, correct. And I mean, I'd fallen in love. I was always an entertainer as a kid. My brother often tells me that, you know, as a 4-year-old kid, I would want to stop everyone in the room and try and grab their attention so that I could perform, you know. But I do remember a clear day where I watched Michael Jackson concert on TV, and I was alone at home. And my house was never a house where you heard music, or my mom or my dad was playing music. No one ever played music. I don't know where it came from. Nobody sings in my family. And then
So
ever
are you
since-
self-taught? I mean,
Yeah, everything around my music is self-taught. And so goes the MiCasa's guys. None of us have been taught, and we make all our own music. Duda produces, he makes all the beats, everything.
do you think
self-taught.
do you think that helps? The fact that you're not governed by maybe tradition, or you're being cultivated in a school, that you're just
Possibly,
free
Dave.
to.
I mean, like, you know, I think that, you know, education in any form or sort is always beneficial. You know, sometimes that I wish that I would have gotten more schooled at music, because I don't really know much about music, to be honest.
Well, you're doing okay.
And it's the same goes for TV. I mean, now I'm producing TV shows and scripting TV shows, and I never thought I could, but I literally just wrote down what was in my head. And same goes for music. As songwriting, I just wrote down my feelings.
Just on that, I was listening to an interview with Don Henley. Now that's before Michael Jackson, the
Sure.
Eagles, Hotel
Yes,
California.
yes, of course.
And he said that it's very, very difficult to write a song. He says, you know, you start with an idea, but to actually get that song, you know, to produce to production takes a long time. He was actually talking about copyright. You know, he was
Okay, yes,
complaining
yes,
about
yes.
that. Do you find the same when you write songs? I mean, does it just come easy?
Oh, man, I
or
must
is
be
it?
honest with you, man. There's one talent that I think God has given me, and that's songwriting. I can write a song any time of the day, anywhere I am. It might not be a hit song, but it will be a hit. It will be a song. It will be a song that I will like. And that's been for me. I've just flown with lyrics. I've never had a problem. And if I do have a problem, I just stop and I pick it up again later.
Do you sit down and say, I'm going to write a song?
No.
Or, no.
Generally not. Generally, I'm always in song. my mind is always in song. I'm singing all the time, so I'm always thinking of melodies. And when I'm not talking with you, I'm melodically talking to myself.
How do you remember those melodies? I mean, if something...
Thank God for my phone.
And you're singing to that?
Yeah. So I just record.
Have you got something there that we haven't heard?
Oh God, I can't give you exclusives now. We've got a new album coming out, so there's a lot.
I believe
here.
so.
Yeah.
I believe so in that. So you spend a lot of time on the road.
Yes.
You're a very well-known group, and you've transcended South African music. You're an international group. And then, where to from here? What's in your mind? Where are you looking to go? I mean, I've heard your music, and I'm from the old generation. I'm a 60s man, and that. But your songs are superb.
No,
I mean, it's not. You can't really classify it as South African. It's really international stuff.
And that's been the most beautiful thing about it for me, is that it hasn't appealed to just one market. You know, I think it's been the greatest achievement for the band, in my opinion, is the reach that it's had across cultures, across colors, across ages. And it's beautiful because, you know, we bring all different types of people to our shows. So it's like unifying people through music, and that's always been our goal. Our goal's never been the awards or the sales or whatever it is. It's been to unite people, you know, and also success. When you know, every time that people say, you know, you're such a successful band, and I always cringe at success because it's so relative, you know. It's dependable on people, and that's what I've always said, is that, you know, we are what we are because of people, and people have blessed us with this success, and you know, so we will only go as high as people will lift us, you know. So I can think I'm the greatest, but
tell us about other members of your band.
Yeah, well, there's three of us. It's
MiCasa, what's that?
MiCasa, my house, and the other two guys, Moti, who's the trumpeter, who from your day you will know him. His father used to play for Mango Groove. And he was the lead trumpet. I still love the band. My dream is to do a collaboration with Mango Groove because they're still rocking. So he was
Claire Johnson
and them, yeah.
I interviewed her a long time ago.
Great.
In fact, I did a cartoon of her for a magazine.
Oh, yeah. So he was the lead trumpeter for Mango Groove, and Mo is the trumpeter for MiCasa, and he's a down-to-earth guy, probably the most down-to-earth guy you'll ever meet. He's got a heart of gold and extremely talented at what he does. And then there's Dr. Duda, who's the producer of the band and also the DJ, and he plays keys live. So we are a live act. We take house music and we made it live. And that's just the three of us, and Duda's a great guy as well. Most talented musician I personally know. I've never met anyone.
Do you have to be technically proficient now to make a music? To make a music?
No, definitely
to make
not.
music.
Not anymore. I think those days have come and gone. I think that the internet and the ease of being able to record a song, it's so easy. And I think that the whole freedom of expression and being able to be who you are nowadays allows you to not be worried about what people are going to think in your music. You know, at the end of the day, music is art, and art is not judgeable. You can't judge art. Whether you like the song or not, that's your personal opinion. But judging an art piece cannot be. It's because you will never understand who the artist was thinking, what they were thinking. So I think it's become less complicated to make music and a lot easier to make music. But I think that there is a level of professionalism required to be in the music industry.
There is, of course.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can't, particularly
it's a
now.
whole nother world, man. It's a crazy world.
But copyright, does that bother you?
You know, I think...
In a day-to-day...
I think I've grown up...
You'll do something on the music here, someone downloads it and spreads it to all
You know,
friends.
it's kind of like the apartheid discussion. It's like I struggle to comment on apartheid because I was not born in it. I don't know what it was about. I don't know what it felt like. I grew up in the digital era.
Oh, so, okay.
So the fact that you could download my music straight away is something that I've always been privy to. It's something that bums me out, yes, of course, because of the amount of time that we put in to make a song.
That's what Don Henley was saying in that interview.
I mean, to make an album takes, for us, it takes at least 5 to 6 months of day-to-day work, of being in a studio, man, and it's stuff that day-to-day doesn't pay. So I'm in the studio for 6 months, doesn't pay me for 6 months, and then here you are and you go and just grab it for free. But there are advantages to it as well, and it's something
So where do you make the money without moving on the performances?
Performances and brand endorsements, and building a brand that is reputable to other brands that want to align with you, you know. So
in fact, Don Henley was complaining. He said exactly what you're saying, and he said, and then you get the chaps who mix it.
Yeah.
he says, and destroy that copyright, you know, by just taking your song and blending it with something else.
You know, music is it's such a complicated, and you know, we've got it even harder in Africa. You know, we don't get paid the dollars, you know, from a publishing perspective, I mean, the amount of money that we get paid for the most played song on South African radio. I mean, we've had the most played song on South African radio for multiple years, and it's nothing to brag about financially. It's something to brag about
from for love.
Yeah, of course.
Your personal life, tell me about your family. I mean, are they still in the Eastern Cape?
My mom is still here in South Africa. She's a beautiful woman. She's my superhero. She's, I think, the lady that has taught me the most with saying the least. She's never really told me what to do or what not to do, but yet I've learned the most from her. My dad is in Portugal. My brother, I've got an older brother who's 10 years older than me, Bruno, who I still work with on a day-to-day basis. He's in Portugal as well. My whole family's there, and my whole blood family. And then over the years, I mean, I've been in South Africa now for 20 years, and for me...
You only look 20, how old are you?
I'm 27. 27, yeah. And I've picked up family. So I regard my friends, the close friends that I have, my family, my real family, because those are the people that I know that know me. So yeah, that's...
You're based in Joburg?
I'm based in Joburg. I bought my first house as soon as music started going off. I've paid it off. It's my greatest joy being at home. And yeah, I love Joburg. It's one of my favorite cities in the world.
Talking about favorite, we're at Koi here. We're going to have to wrap up. We've run out of time. It's gone very fast. When you come to Koi, what do you order?
I definitely order some sashimi, some salmon sashimi.
New style, old style?
Old style, huh? But yeah, everything on the menu is good, huh?
And your favorite dish to cook?
Wow!
If you're left alone,
my last meal on earth, it would probably be just a big ass pizza with a Coke, you know. But if I had to make something myself, I'd.
And who are you following in music? Who's just to end off? We're trying to stretch this interview.
Yeah, sure. I'm following a lot of South African guys, the guys that I look up to in South African industry, Black Coffee, your DJ Tiras, these type of guys that I think have been trendsetters in the music industry. And then on the international side, I've always been very fond of Justin Timberlake, John Legend.
That's a real cool musician.
Craig David.
I think you've got a little more street cred. Last week we interviewed Cabela and Danny Kaye. Danny Kaye went to King David. Cabela went to St. Stithian.
I know. I grew up in the hood, man.
Jay, it's been wonderful being with you.
Thank
I
you.
really appreciate your time. You've been on the couch with Joao da Fonseca and me,
well
David
done.
Shapiro.